James, how's your day been? Wow, what a kind and considerate thing to ask right at the start of this video. Thank you very much. Firstly, have you had a nice day? I hope you have. Have I had a nice day? No. I'm fuming. I'm actually so mad that I've got to just get it off my chest before I do anything else. I had one thing written on my reminders today. It wasn't beat Queen Bee in Eternity mode. It wasn't check YouTube's AI to see if they picked up on the Terry's chocolate orange, which they did. You witnessed Peak Cinema yesterday. Thank you. No, I had one thing written down. Buy a Back to the Future Casio watch. About a week ago, the company Casio, they announced they've made a collaboration watch with Back to the Future. Me, I'm a big Back to the Future fan. And I'm also a Casio fan. Not anymore. I'm fuming. I'm genuinely so mad. Anyway, they said in an email last night, well, actually, earlier yesterday, they said, oh, the countdown begins. Get on the website at 10 a.m. to buy your Back to the Future watch. Casio, tell me, why did you sell the watches at 1 in the morning? Why'd you do that? I don't get companies. Why did you do that? It makes no sense, right? I signed up to the newsletter. Courtney also signed up to the newsletter to help me get this watch, right? She wakes up to an email that's like, quick, before anybody gets there, buy your Back to the Future watch. You sent that at 1 in the morning. Why did you do that, Casio? Listen, right? 10 minutes before it was meant to go on sale, they sent me an email that's like, it's now on sale. No, it's not. You're lying, Casio. It was not on sale. I sat on that website for an hour trying to put the thing in the basket. It was spinning, little loading wheel. It didn't add it to the basket. I didn't get my watch. It's sold out now. Casio, you're my mortal enemy. I'm fuming. What are we doing? We're doing Queen Bee. That's nice. Queen Bee today. I'm going to cut all that. I'm going to have to. I've just been ranting for like 15 minutes trying to build a box. And it's like the worst place to rant. Casio, how could you do this to me? Anyway, non-seriously. Now that this is done, I mean, it's not really done. It looks pretty small. I cannot remember if this is a boss you do underground or you do it on the surface. So many mods are molding in my head now. Molding is a bad word. Words. Meshing. Melting. They're like melting in my brain. Because I'm thinking of this boss, and I can picture like a purple Queen Bee. Now, is that Eternity mode? Or is that Infernum mode? Or is that Revengeance mode? I genuinely don't know. We're going to find out. So, what we'll do is... Look at me being a professional Terraria player. Let me just say that. Look at how impressively I've pulled it back. We're going to dump off all of our items. And we're going to maybe start to theorize what to use here. What do we use? Now, I don't know if I want to use Spectre Arrows. Spectre Arrows... Why is there a Nimbus? Excuse me? Do you deal damage like a Nimbus? I hope you don't. Let me see. Because if you... Whoa. If you could get a Nimbus run at this point in the game, how incredible would that be? No. I mean, we could have done. I don't know. So I don't want to use Spectre Arrows. Sorry, Jester Arrows. I'm all over the place today. I don't want to use Jester because I think they're kind of slow. It's a fast-moving target. I am tempted to use the boomstick. But have we outclassed it at this point in the game? I don't know. We're going to find out today. We are going to find out. We're going to lock in. We're going to find out. We are. I'm just repeating myself at this point. This video has gone off the rails. It has. It's gone off the rails. And I tell you, I've been pretty good recently about yapping continuously. I've been feeling good about it. I've been finding a flow, you know? You build up a stamina of words. When you are ranting, you do not have the stamina. You don't. I want to do this just to see what boss this is. Just to see what this is. I think this is the version I'm remembering. No, wait. This is the... Right, okay. This isn't the purple one. This is the one where the sprite is based off of Aaron's beta sprite from Terraria 1.2. This lives on in infamy. This was, if you don't know, basically, during the 1.2 beta, you know, the jungle... Wait for it, actually. What is that? Oh, so, oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Let me lock in a moment. You've gone grey. You've turned to stone to say to the player, like really clearly, because you get players like me always. This is to say to the player, aim for the little one. Stop aiming at the big one. I don't know why I kept aiming at the big one just to talk about that point. But that's what that is. So kill that one. And then this should go back to normal. Wow. That is cool. I like that. I like that you've turned to stone. Right, let's do round 2. Hopefully we do a little bit better this time. This time, what I'm going to do is instead of yapping about how much I like the design, I'm going to let the design speak for itself by actually following along and targeting the little bee. I do remember this now. Yeah, so basically, this is based on Aaron's early concept of the Queen Bee that was shared before Terraria 1.2 came out. That was such a cool time in the Terraria community. We used to get so many behind-the-scenes looks like that, mainly because a lot of people that ended up working at Relogic were just fans of the game, working on their own projects. So a lot of, like, Aaron's early work that he made for mods ended up making it to Terraria, like water walking boots. I think that was one of them. And yeah, this Queen Bee was also one of them. If I remember right, I think they were the person that kind of championed hard mode jungle that made it to the update. To be honest, I can't really remember. Time is not kind to the mind. It's not kind to the mind at all. How old was I when Terraria 1.2 came out? I think I was about 16. Right, so that one is done. Let's see if we can lock in a little bit here. So, yeah, okay. We've got to factor that in. Don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I'm doing well or I'm kind of like doing awful. It's one of those fights where it's like, maybe I'm doing fine now because I don't have to worry too much about healing. I'd love something for these bees. I'm trying to think of what I could use for them. A summon would be really nice, to be honest. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So you have to keeping up with the bee attacks while also dealing with these. Maybe jester arrows would be good here. The only thing is, they they fly. Wait for it. What am I even talking about? I've lost my train of thought today. This one's pretty bad. This one's a bad video. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Even I'm knowing this one's a bit of a rough one. It's all right. We'll try pull it back. All right. That one's dead, but that one isn't. Well, plot twist. It's the next day. I slapped the footage into an editor last night. I took a little look at it. Right. 47 minutes of recording. 30 minutes of that was me screaming about that watch. And I thought, you know what? I've got to dial this back just a little bit. I didn't mean to say dial there. This isn't about watch puns. But I was like, no. I've gone too far here. I've pushed the limits of what is considered a Terraria Let's Play. Even the opening, which I'm going to cut down, was just me raving about it for like 5 minutes. I'm so grateful for you lot for sitting through it. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me on my adventures. Because let me tell you, I mean, it's a low point in my Let's Playing career. I've crashed out. I've crashed out about a watch. So, update, I have the watch. Yeah, I've got the watch. I'm feeling pretty content about it. The story goes, this morning, I wake up to an email from Casio. It says, did you mean to leave this in your basket? No, Casio. No, I didn't, because you wouldn't let me buy it. Anyway, go on the website. Once again, still out of stock. But my brain is like, maybe at 10 o'clock, maybe because of yesterday, they'll restock it. Now, I don't know what that classifies as, but let me tell you, it's probably Stockholm Syndrome. They did not restock it at 10 a.m. My brain was like making the dots, like someone on the back end's going to release a few more. But what they did add at 10 a.m. was a little note that was like, hey, it may be available at some other retailers. So I'm shopping about. It was. So I've got the watch on pre-order. Life is good. I'm feeling pretty good. Now back to Queen Bee. So last night, I was kind of theorizing, like, what do I get for this fight? Because I think I can kind of brute force it with what I've got. But I was like, what do I get? One thing I think we could get, I'm going to give it one more go. We could make a Crimson World, do Queen Bee, get myself a Mind Break, which is the summoning weapon, I think. Let me check that. Let me go up here. Brain Cthulhu. Loot. Mind Break, yeah. I was like, oh, a summon would be cool for the bees. So maybe we'll do that, because it might be nice to do another boss. But who knows? We're going to give it a go. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to run out of potions after this. So I think the thing we need to get after this, potentially, is a gold enchantment. The gold enchantment, if I remember right, helps with farming. Wow, weirdly, I've got to say it. For a video where I've been screaming about a watch, this might be the most focused I've actually been in any of these videos, as weird as that is. Now, what's brought this out of me, to be honest, it's the Queen Bee. I like Queen Bee. I think it's a cool fight, but we all know I'm not great at Queen Bee. And I don't want to get hung up on it for days. I don't. I want to move past it. I want to get the loot. I want to move past it. Even in vanilla Terraria, sometimes I'll do Master Mode Queen Bee, and my brain will be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to farm it. I'm going to farm it, and I'm going to get myself some summoner gear. And then I go to farm it, and I don't beat it, and then I'm like, you know what? This is all ruined. So what I've got to do, because I was looking at myself back on the editing, is I've just got to start aiming left and right a bit more. My brain automatically... Do you know what? I should maybe put a Beezor on as well. But then I would lose my, like, little eaters and stuff like that. My brain automatically kept going back to aiming at the Queen Bee itself. I'm really brute forcing this, to be honest. I don't know if actually this is possible with what I've got. Alright, one is low. I'm doing a terrible job at this. Look, even there, it's this attack here that makes me keep going. Right, just aim at the big one. But no, I need to keep it moving. Alright, we got so long left on a heal. I do not think I'm making it through. There's just so many projectiles. Right, there's that one. Oh, I'm getting... Oh, get off me, man-eater. This is not great. Alright, dip in the honey. Was it worth the dip in the honey? Probably not, right. That second one is going to be... Get off me, man-eater. This man-eater is doing my head in. Right, here we go. Man-eater, get away. No. Right. I got so many seconds left on a heal. Can we bring it back? No. I lived my life so afraid of bees. I just got to get this off my chest. I did. I lived my life so afraid of bees because my dad is, like, pretty allergic to bees. Now, I was never stung by a bee until about, like, 27. So I lived my whole life thinking, what if I get stung by a bee? What if I'm really allergic? What if it's genetic? So every time there's been a bee around me in my life, I've just avoided it, like the plague, just out of pure fear. Now, I've never been someone to go after a bee. I've never been a swatter, you know. I've never gone that far. You know, I feel like we've got to preserve the bees, right? That's an important thing to do, and I do quite like honey. Honey is nice, so, you know, I appreciate bees in the ecosystem. Anyway, I was off to a kid's party, Courtney's younger brother. I was in the car, and I get out the car, and I'm feeling a little weird. Just feeling a little bit off. I go into the birthday party, and I'm like, wow, my heart really hurts. My heart's not feeling very good at all. Now, the thing is, if you're prone to a little bit of anxiety, try not think about your heart. Just let that one go through your mind. The second you get a twinge in your heart, if you're somebody that's anxious, it's like, I'm dying. I'm gone. This is it. I'm going to collapse at this birthday party. This'll be it. I'll be falling in the ball pit. So I'm like, no, my heart is a little bit weird. I head to the bathroom, and I'm like, you know, I go to lift up my shirt, because I'm like, no, something wrong. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, oh, I must have X-ray vision. I'm going to be able to see my heart. Anyway, I've been bit. Well, I've been stung. Stung by a bee, or a wasp. I can't remember which one it was. The stinger was in there, and they stung me right on my heart. And it was all swollen, and it didn't look great. But it turns out, I lived. Yeah, I know. That's the ending of the story. I know you've been waiting. Yeah, I lived. So I'm not allergic to bees. It's just I really did get stung in the wrong place. I don't know how it got under my shirt. It was a hot summer's day. Maybe it was a loose t-shirt. I don't know. Oh, do you know what? Talking about that trauma really aided me. It really aided me. Honestly, I feel 10 times better. Right, I'm going to do that one more time. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to cut this one, though, you know, just to focus in. There we go. New record as well. That's incredible. Wow, what a turnaround for today. This episode's definitely one for the books. It's one for the books. It's a very weird episode. Once again, I'm pushing the limits of what's considered a Terraria Let's Play at this point. Right, so let me dump all this in here. Do I do it one more? No, I'm not going to do it one more time. That does mean making a summon. And to be honest, I don't know what the loot will be. My thought is... I'm really glad for these, by the way. My thought is... Oh, we got the small sting. Yes. Can be shivered into a hive staff. What's a hive staff? Excuse me? Let me have a little look at this. Queen Bee. Is it on here? No. Are you not a drop? That's so unique. I'm excited to see it. So, the small sting. Stingers will stick to enemies hitting the same spot again. You will deal extra damage. Scales with your bee damage and knockback increases. Repurpose from the abdomen of a defeated foe. What's the hive staff? Let me see if I can craft it. Hive. Oh, okay. Let me just double check this again. I don't see a hive staff. Do you? That's so interesting. Are there items you can only get through Shimmer in this mod? Because if so, that is pretty cool. So is it like, hey, here's the ranged weapon, but did you want a mage weapon instead? Here you go. I lost my train of thought, but essentially, I do think maybe we get the bee enchantment, whatever it's called. Maybe we get that. So I'm thinking, how do we get that? And I'm thinking we probably have to do this a few times. But I'm honestly not sure. I'm yapping for the sake of yapping at this point. Put that in there. Wait, I need to put my relic on. I'm really proud of this one. We brute forced it. Okay, small stinger. Grants immunity to infested and swarming. Honey buff increases your armor penetration by 7. Bees and weak hornets become friendly. Rip right off of a defeated foe. So if we do need to farm that, it won't be so bad. Right, enchantment. Let's see. Bee enchantment. So you need a full set of bee armor, a bee gun, a hive pack, and a honey fin. Which obviously we don't have the honey fin, but we do have 3 fiberglass fishing poles. And we could always buy sonar and really go for this, but let's see what it does. Allows flight and slow fall. While flying, your wings plant flowers that form petals over time. Touching fully formed flowers covers you in honey and creates a swarm of bees. I think this is really cool. Let's see if we can maybe make it. So we'll get a full set of bee armor, which I'm guessing 2 sets won't... Oh, no, wait. 2 fights do cover it. And did we get the bee gun? I think we did, right? Bee gun. And we got the hive pack. We got the hive pack. So we just need the honey fin. We can do that. Let's go buy a sonar. And we'll give this a go. Honey fin. Let's go. That was really quick. That was very quick, and I'm glad. I'll be real today. I've run out of things to talk about. so if you're like, wow, James, you're jump cutting a lot today. It's not like you. I've just run out of things to say. I'll just be real. Some days it's like that. Some days when I record early in the morning, it's like that. I just got nothing's happened in the day. I'm a reactionary person, you know? I live my day, and that's how we end up with the tales from the couch. But when I've just woke up, I got nothing on the brain. Nothing on the brain. Tell you what, tomorrow you'll be like, wow, he's full of stories. I'll be living an adventurous day today just for you. Right, this is class. I'm going to replace the pumpkin one. I do like the pumpkin one, but I don't love it. What was it with these petals? When they're fully grown, you can fly into them, and they release bees. Wow, that's so cool. Look at that. That is an upgrade right there. And it even has its own little, like, bee wings. Now, I could be wrong, but I do feel like in the break from when I first played the mod to even when I last played it and I didn't put the video out, I feel like so many small things have been added to this mod, like new sprites and stuff. This might not even be new, but it feels new. It feels like you've done something good here, Fargos. Right, next up is Skeletron. I'm very excited for Skeletron. Really like Skeletron, this mod. Once again, struggling to remember, but I'm fairly certain this is the one that ends with the 1 hit. Should we do this now? Should we do it now? I'm tempted. Maybe we should. Maybe we'll have an extra long video today because you lot have waited for it. Because I took a break and I raved about a watch. Maybe this is your reward for your patience. You are welcome. But on a day where I'm drawing a blank on what to say, is that a good idea? I don't know. What does it use for this? Darts. So what would I need for that? Would I need a... Where do you get darts from? Do you craft darts, or is it a witch doctor thing? It's funny how much I'm forgetting about this game. Solved by the operator after defeating Queen Bee, or you can craft them. But it is happening. It is happening with age. But you know what? I feel very pigeonholed in the sense of I've been doing this for a long time in terms of my playstyle, right? I feel like I'm playing Terraria in a very similar way every time. And this is the biggest example of that. Now, does that fall to me or does that fall to Terraria? Why is jungle armor so good and so easy to get? It feels silly to get anything else. Like, I could go into the desert and I could... What can I get from the desert? What armor is it that you get? Fossil armor. I could get fossil armor, but who's bothering with that? What's fossil armor? Is it ranged? Let me check that. Fossil armor used to be throwing, didn't it? That was a 1.3 thing. Fossil armor, it's ranged. So really, I probably could have got that, you know. But what's the set bonus on that? 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6. So less defense, but the set bonus on that is not something I'm using. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. What's it? Sturdy fossil. Let me have a... Is this ranged as well? This is ranged. Maybe I should mix it up. What do I need? I'm terrible. I'm terrible. What is it I need to get it? What's it called? It's called like... I've got 60 pieces of sturdy fossil. So I have had some. But I'm trying to remember the name of the brick. What's it called? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I don't need to think about what the block is called. Wow, I can't believe I'm forgetting that. I hope you're not watching concerned. Wow, he's fell off. His memories really fell off. It hasn't. I'm fine. Bam, bam, bam. What's the set bonus? 20% chance to save ammo. That is pretty good, right? It's pretty good. What's this again? Grants a B dash, mouse 5 to bind skills. So if I do that... No, wait. Oh. Interesting. I'd already forgot we set this. See, I would naturally... I don't really use keyboard shortcuts when I'm playing Terraria. There's too many years of not, right? I usually use my 2 mouse side buttons. So if I was to use this, I would have it like... Wait, I'd have it like on the side of my mouse there. So what's that then? U. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use that. I'll just be real. Right, let's go and do Skeletron. Let me quickly make some insta bridges first. So we want 2... I do love that you get the dirt ones, but I won't stoop that low. Let me make 1 dirt bridge. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully that does it. I'm trying to think if we might need a longer one. I don't think we do. I love that the instant bridge is destroyed by a single sunflower. Wow, so strong, so strong. Unlike your tables that break at the sight, the mere sight of a Terraria chocolate orange. I will say, I'm quite enjoying that people are getting to the comments. Terraria chocolate orange connoisseurs, I like to call them, to give me recommendations on different flavors. I'm all about that. A lot of people are like, the dark one's where it's at. I would agree. I like a dark Terraria chocolate orange. I actually really like dark chocolate. It's something which, I'll be honest, like, you know, I didn't have the best palate as a child, all right? I probably did eat too much sugar. So my palate isn't like, it's not very refined. So I never really liked dark chocolate as a child. Found it too bitter, which is funny because I really like espresso. But when I started focusing on health a couple of years ago now, I started in January, I know, cliche, but January of 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years in January, one of the things I did was I swapped from milk chocolate to dark chocolate on a cut. And let me tell you, when you are absolutely starving or just craving a little bit of chocolate, dark chocolate very quickly becomes your friend. So I started on like, I don't know, 60%, and then it was 70, and then it was 80, and then now I only buy 90% dark chocolate. And then I remember, because I'd started that, and then a few months into it, somebody bought me a dark Terraria chocolate orange. I think it was my sister. I can't remember what event it was for though. And I remember that was like almost too sweet for me at that point. But then when I'm not on a cut, I go back to milk chocolate, and I lose that tolerance, and I have to build it back up again. Like, I really like milk chocolate. That's a thing. So yeah, that, if you're ever like, hey, I'm on a cut, you know, I wanna focus on health, I wanna, you know, lose a little bit, you know, I just wanna slim down for whatever reason, dark chocolate is the way to go. Here's my other little life hack. I could give so many life hacks on gym stuff at this point, now that I've been in it for so long, but like realistic ones. It's not like, I don't know, trying to think of a fake gym advice. I don't know. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. It's so bad. Another one, right? This is what I like to do. If you have a sweet tooth, first off, if you're on a diet and you want to, you know, you've got temptations, my honest advice is buy it. Buy it. Are you a sweet person? Are you a chocolate person? What are you? Whatever you are, just buy it. Because honestly, you will fall even harder by not just having a little bit of a... You have to learn self-control. You have to learn to have a little bit of it, to weigh it out and just have a little bit of it. I'm really going off on this one. Anyway, wait for it. I'm trying to remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, here's my little bit of advice, right? I like sweets. I'm one of those people. I'm a grown man to enjoy sweets. Don't know if that's a great thing, but it's true, right? I'm just being honest with you. So what I do is, you know how they sell little bags of sweets for Halloween that you give out to trick-or-treaters? You can buy those all year round. Now, if you pick something like Haribo, they're 50 calories a bag. Obviously, there's other stuff in it. Like, don't live off sweets. It's the general advice. But, you know, you throw one of those on at nighttime, when you're just craving something a little bit sweet, 50 calories is not that bad. I mean, it's the same amount of calories as an apple. You could have had a bit of fruit. I'm talking to me here, by the way. Talking to me. But, you know, that gets rid of the temptation, and it's not that bad. Portion control. That's right, portion control. There's my advice. Here's my other little, just while we're on the topic. If you ever like, I wanna lose a little bit, be realistic, eat sensibly, don't try and lose too much too quickly. Be honest with yourself. Try build something that is sustainable, you know? If you drop your calories too quickly, too fast, you're never gonna sustain it. You're gonna be miserable. It's gonna make the whole thing not so fun. Take whatever you need to maintain your calories, reduce it by a little bit, and do that. Lose the weight slowly, and then you will adapt. Why am I preaching? Why am I preaching here? I've got no right to be preaching about anything in life. I'm sorry. I've got no right. I apologize. Your body, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Anyway, Skeletron's going fantastic, as we can all agree. Let me fly up here. This isn't even muscle memory. This is just pure brain power. Pure brain power. It's going to go bad, though. I'm getting nervous. You can see it in my movements. I'm getting nervous because I know that it one-hit kills you at a certain point. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, I didn't get a Chippy's couch. It's been way too long since I've had a Chippy's couch, and I'm feeling really gutted about it. Summon Skeletron without killing the Clothier. I'm going to do it. All right, let me lock him. Oh, okay. Yeah, this fight's going bad now. This fight's going bad. Oh, I pulled it off. Let's go. Oh, no couch. Why does it have to be a 1 in 7 chance? Oh, I want a couch so bad. I might make that my focus in the next one. Right, so we get a possessed skull. My favorite pet in Terraria. I love it so much. And at this point, it's not even like... And this is what's interesting. I've been the Clothier for a long time, as we all know. But I never really picked it because I love Skeletron so much. But I love Skeletron. Like, I love everything about him. I think his design is sick. I just think he's cool. I think he's cool. I think he's neat. He's neat. All right, so we got the Necromantic Brew. 19 summon damage. Grants immunity to lethargy. Increases speed when dashing by 30%. Summons 2 Skeletron arms to whack enemies. This is an accessory. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is even better than before. Like, he didn't used to have arm sprites, right? I feel like I used to add the arm sprites to the thumbnail myself. Could be wrong about that. We've got 2 treasure bags. Maybe Skeletron doesn't have great loot when it's not modded. I need to upgrade this. We've got 5 dungeon crates. I love that. Let me put the relic down. And we also got the bone zone, didn't we? What's the bone zone? Shoots out bones. And it's yeah, it does that. The only thing I don't like about this is I don't like the music sounds. I'll be real. Right, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much. Also, I've added back on, they should be rolling on screen in a moment, or right now. I've added back on members in the credits. And I've also changed the membership program. So if you want to have your name in the credits, it's now like £2 instead of £5. So I've reduced that. So if you want to become a member, You know, if you want to support the channel, I'll probably talk about this more tomorrow or in the next video, because I need to redo my intro for it. Yeah, it's now cheaper, and basically, by being a member, while you're a member, your name will roll down here in a Terraria Let's Play. So if you want to support the channel and, you know, help out, if you want to, don't feel obliged, you can. Right, thanks for watching, everyone. Peace.